right, here we go again. So no message is being sent or inferred with the captain badge there. It's just I need an NYPD badge, and that's what came up with a black background. So I grabbed it real quick, somewhat black background. All right, so what what's happening in New York? Okay, there's a reason. There's a reason how corruption starts. A lot of times it goes way past how it starts. And if officers feel like they were wronged and you don't take care of it as a mayor, there's a middle ground between what the officers want to do to those people and what you as a mayor can offer up so that there is no quote unquote payback. That community, if you don't do something, that community is going to be have a thumb pressed on it. It's just going to happen. There's nothing the mayor can do about it. They'll find who they are, and their lives will change. So what you should have done is this. You say we are going to charge them and we're going to offer a deferment program of community service. I think it requires community service. Now, if they don't want deferment, we'll go forward with the whole thing. I'm sure they'll take deferment. What are they going to do for community service? They're going to go down to the precinct house and clean it. That's it. Again, your commissioner probably doesn't even understand that part of it until I say it. Again, she probably knows it, but doesn't think it. No. You have to take action. You don't have to take ruining their life, throwing them in prison for life, but they should be required to do community service. In fact, prepare it next time so you send a large number of officers down there to identify these people. Again, you just get them on your badge cams. Well, again, we have people in Maryland took over a street or something the same day or the next day. So these are not isolated incidences. Because go, wow, it's only. And again, I'm not telling you that anybody else knows this either. There was something in Maryland that kind of went by the wayside. I have to look it up. Well, we were in here. I felt something was here. PBA's probably here. I didn't click on it. How it disappeared. Yes, Pierce County. Something's going on in Washington State. You have to deal with Washington State. I can't remember what the other crimes were, but you have that stabbing. Yeah, Washington State is degrading. Right. So the theory is broken windows, but again, broken windows is a bit much, especially in today's day and age. So if you don't do something there, you might not connect the next event. But because you didn't do anything there, it could cause the next event. Well, community service precinct house sounds great to me. Get out there, shovel some snow. In fact, you could have had them shovel snow that day. You want to get out of here? Go shovel some snow. I don't know if you can do that anymore, but have them sign a deferment paper. I think you could probably. As long as they sign. Maybe you have to have their parents present because they're juvenile. Now that's not a regular snowball thing. Come on. That's juvenile delinquent snowball thing. That's narco buddy snowball thing. So remember, remind the officers, when something like that happens, they turn around and you scan the crowd slowly with their badge cam. Don't we get everybody's faces on camera. But Mayor messed that one up. Because the next event may be something that you have to charge them with a felony. So if you did something there, they may not go for the felony. Right. So yeah, there's a whole bunch of people in here. I can't tell you there. I think PVA. So again, you don't have to look at it like, oh, I don't want to charge these people, because you don't really have to, but that's how you work it. And then require community service. And again, you have to go to various station houses throughout the city and do community service. Well, you know, they become a cop officer. That's how it's done. Cop works. And then when they get there, like the sergeant can say, hey, when you're done, we'll give you, or even when they start, we'll give you a tour of the station house. They give them a tour, you know, not being negative, just, you know, you're going to clean this place, and kind of reach out to them, so they get to know the sergeant a little bit. That's what I would do. But I would respect him in that process. Right? Well, you know, broken windows is valid, but when you look at how broken windows was applied, it creates animosity beyond where we probably benefit. Right? So if you handle broken windows, if you handle snowball throwing, that wasn't a normal snowball. There may have been a couple people in there like that. Well, if you look at it, like El Mencho couldn't exist like that in this country. He's like some punk from San Francisco. I mean, he never got citizenship. He's some punk from San Francisco. The guy's gonna take over some punk from California. It would have never risen that high here in this country. Again, can't. So although we have gun crime here, we have a lot more people, but we don't have cartels. So again, the idea where you get the guns from America, it's your lawlessness that's allowing those guns in there to begin with. Somebody's on the take. They're cursing my marble, man. The mind around it's whack. The fringe was the right purchase. I bought the bullion from the flag, you know, but it has like navy blue in it. Looks great at the top of it. Wrap the fringe around my marble. Looks fabulous already. I haven't done it yet, but I kind of laid it out. I'm like, oh, perfect. So again, that's a large enough incident, to say it falls under broken windows. And again, we have, flash mob. It's probably a form of a flash mob. So we do have issues with flash mobs. So again, when we analyze what is, so I don't know if anybody spoke to the mayor, or the mayor spoke to anybody besides maybe he spoke to the commissioner. And again, she only has so much mind. Again, so let's develop a system, probably developing a system where you contact commissioner contacts everyone, that's in power. So what are your thoughts on this? Before you speak. And insert foot. Now, I think somewhere in there, the captains and the chiefs, I guess you would contact. Maybe they'd ask the captain out. But again, you have to time sensitive. You tell you got a couple hours, fine. You find out what your people think I should do. You don't have to do what they say, but you can get input. Or maybe you assign a captain. Maybe that's why. You assign a captain to do it. And they contact everyone. But that definitely, because anything that involves what appears to be a possible flash mob, you have to handle. Because we go to street racing or anything street racing anymore, it's just like street thuggery with cars. and SUVs. One of our issues is flash mobs. It's even a national security issue, to tell you the truth. Again, anti-ICE is a form of flash mob. They don't want to call it that. So again, we feel bad for what's happened during these ICE operations, but it's not their fault. Again, these people are involved in psychological methods that will distort a person's ability to reason correctly, and they will make mistakes. But it doesn't mean they're prosecutable, because the people doing it are reckless. In other words, if a third party gets shot because of what they're doing, then those people get charged. That's how it's supposed to work, not the cops. That's pure, unadulterated psychological methods of a spycraft nature. Yes, what they've been doing to me for years, but in a different, using different processes. We have the same pattern of psychology, and psychological torture, and psychological operation, psychological manipulation. They'll say, "Well, he's so dangerous, we got to do this bullshit." That's what some of that is what caused some of the mass shootings. Well, I don't know what you have up there. You could not charge them and just say, "Hey, we want you to engage in." I don't think you can, but you have to get to deferment, I think. But if there's a way to make, put them in, say, "Hey, you need to do community service." I mean, if you want to do it, I don't know if you can do it that way. So you charge them with something and say community service. You can make it a misdemeanor, or you could just, it's actually assault. I mean, it's probably a little. I don't think that's level of assault they even give misdemeanor in New York now. But actually, the bodily injury one's a felony. Like they can say, "Well, how do you know we criminal conspiracy?" What is that in state law? Fire, harm, police law. That would be fighting. Yeah, they did on the street. Let's get them. Yeah, okay. And couldn't prove it. Remind the officers that when something like that happens, just scan the crowd. Well, this is how they make anti-ice people become violent. Same mechanism. They'll get into a few of those snowball fights or whatever it is, flash mob things, and then next thing you know, they're plotting the murder of officers. There's actually uncharged comments online thinking about physically killing officers, ICE officers. It's no little thing. Now remember, all those people who were killed put themselves in harm's way and were very negligent in their behavior. Because if you go on the internet and study what they're doing, it could cause a shooting. It's that simple. Ignorance is no excuse. You're trying to say, but the officers aren't trained, then no, that's bullshit. They're trained. It's a nice piece of marble, but it just doesn't match other. If I buy some brass Star of Davis and put it on this one, it'll detach it from the other piece of marble. It'll probably be usable. I can't get into my storage right now, and you might electric incense burners. I know they're somewhere, but I have no clue where. This is probably the worst move when it comes to something like that. But I didn't have time to like. Once I got finished everything, I didn't have time to organize it the way I wanted to. I might have to buy another one. Like I bought this cheap one, I have to go more expensive. It doesn't work. What did it? That looks nice. It's like a cheap like zinc or something. It's a nice gold color. Order enough stuff from Amazon, you'll get something that doesn't work. Wait, did I broadcast it all? Oh yeah, I did. Somewhere else is a different window. All right, so let me get this. Where's the broadcast at? Until it's happening. Am I broadcasting? He did something on my freaking computer, I think. Oh, there it is. I think you do things with their mind too. So again, it isn't always it has to be physical. All right, so let me make sure that this goes online. Yeah, maybe I'll do that eventually. I have to I'd rebroadcast it. Got a lot of stuff in there. Actually, maybe it would be fine. Let me stop it here and put it on that. So I'm not saying he's wrong because people don't think like me, and they don't have the connections I have. Like inside, a connection picked up, and they're a little griping. And I'm like, but charges. He's got a point. And I'm like, but letting it go. It could inspire flash mobs. So the middle ground is this: it's understand. I don't think he understands that part of the system as much. Well, you charge them with something, but like right from the get go, you offer them a deferment. So you say you go down to station house, you do I don't know how many hours of community service. It'd be appropriate. And then the officers can be, to beat him up in the bathroom. The officer can talk to him, and give him a little bit more rounded view. Instead of just listening to the internet and the narcos. Well, stay peaceful. Praise God in all that you do. Praise God.